Hi, Lou. You've had a chance to speak to families of some of the hostages. What did they tell you, and what's the latest on the condition of those returned?
Yes, thank you, Andy. I've been here all day, and first we'll go right to what's happening now. I'm currently in the hallway of Ichilov Hospital, but just down there, about 100 meters down, the press conference of the families of those five are talking and sharing their thoughts on the return of their loved ones. Now, I did have a chance to speak to a few of the family members. The father of Omri Cohen was most notable, and the last one I spoke to. I'm sure once the press conference is over, I will have a chance to speak to more. But what's really interesting to note here is that I couldn't translate in real time, but I did pick up on a few things that the mother of, let me get this right before Omri Miran said Witkoff, as well as Trump and Kushner. Now, I'm not sure in what relation that is, but those are very notable and very easily translatable things for me to pick up on. Equally, although I may not be able to translate everything that was coming in, the one thing I could was translate the mood. Now, once I entered, it was very evident that it was falling silent once the families were about to come in. So I stood there, and the whole host of media waited for the families to come round the corner and give their press statement. And during that, it was dead silence. And once the speeches were given, it was just somber reflection, and that was the mood that started.
Well, you've been covering this story as it unfolded. What's the mood in Israel like currently on the ceasefire? We've seen reports of the Israeli military conducting new operations in the Gaza Strip despite the truce.
Well, the mood where I've been in Tel Aviv, most notably Hostage Square, and today in the hospital, Ichilov Hospital, it's been quite joyous, really, and quite happy, because where we're standing, the hostages have been returned, and I've been talking to the families of those loved ones. But that's not to say that the story hasn't reached its end. Now, today, Israel reportedly opened fire and killed 6 in Gaza. Now, that does put the ceasefire on a rocky standing, as well as Israel saying that the 24 bodies have not yet been returned to Israel is also a violation of the ceasefire agreement. So it's definitely not concrete, and the steps are unclear despite all the euphoria in Tel Aviv at this moment in time. Now, UN Chief Tom Fletcher came out saying that aid needs to enter Gaza immediately. Equally, the consequence of Hamas not being able to return those bodies is a real sticking point for many of the families of the hostages that sadly died in Gaza during this period. Now, the ceasefire, we will bring you up to date as the latest developments come out of Israel, and tomorrow I will be continuing my coverage going close to the Gaza border.